Alrighty, the workout you are currently viewing is a quarterfinals workout that I did from the 2024 CrossFit quarterfinals, and a few of us did it in the gym who qualified for the quarterfinals. And this was probably the worst abdominal cramps I've ever had from a workout ever from 11 years of working out and lifting. So the workout was 1 minute's worth of snatches at 60 kilos. Then you go straight into 1 minute of max calorie row, into 1 minute of max reps, dumbbell, 22.5 kilo dumbbells, box step ups, as many as you can in the minute, and then you get a minute's rest. And you do it for 4 rounds. And that sounds quite simple, but it actually was really tough. And actually what didn't help with the abdominal cramp was doing the third quarterfinal workout with loads of ring muscle ups and gymnastic stuff and toes to bar beforehand, because we had to do 2 on one day. I actually scored quite well in this workout, averaging about 8 to 9 or 10 snatches per round, and then about 23 calories on the rower each round, and roughly, I think it was like 16 step-ups each round. I scored quite well in the world, but a lot of the top guys were getting way more repetitions, but still, we can keep aiming high, and I'm still going to keep aiming to eventually qualify for the CrossFit Games, although the brand of CrossFit not very happy with at all after what happened to Lazar Dukic this year. Best wishes to his family and Luca, his brother. But still really enjoy the sport. So I'm not sure how the future of CrossFit's going to be looking, but I think the games are still going to be running. But yeah, I want to support all the athletes still, but just not really the brand. Anyway, what we're talking about today is, if you're new to the gym, this is exactly what you need to do. So I'm going to be telling you what you need to do nutrition-wise, and what you need to do working out-wise, like with your routine, and also what you need to do with your supplement choices. I'm going to start off with working out. If you feel you're able to, I would start with 3 times a week, full body workouts. And if 3 times a week seems not very sustainable, yes, you can do 2, but I'd recommend 3 times a week, and try to stick in the gym for about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. And you're going to stick to big compound movements. Compound movements meaning that you use multiple muscle groups to complete the movement, and you'll be doing 1 movement per body part. So body part is going to be split into legs. I'm not going to separate them into quads and hamstrings. I want to keep it really simple. So legs, chest, shoulders, back, and biceps and triceps. So some people might say, why aren't you doing like calves? Why aren't you doing like separating upper back and lower back? But I want to keep this for somebody who is a beginner in the gym and keeping it really simple. So workout 1, you might start off with a barbell back squat, 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps, and you can build up in weight, and then keep to that same rep scheme for the remainder of the movement. So 4 sets of like 8 to 12 reps on the bench press, but again, keep building up in weight. Ideally, first set being a warm-up set, and then doing a moderate weight, which is getting quite difficult for 10 to 12 reps, and then some really quite difficult weights for 10 to 12 reps for the last 2 sets, if that makes sense. So barbell back squat, bench press, pull up for the back, and then a seated dumbbell shoulder press for the shoulders, and then something like a barbell curl and a tricep press down on the cable machine for the triceps. I'm not going to do all 3 days. I'm just going to give you another example of another day. So if you were to do another day, one that's kind of legs and back, I'm going to count it as the back movement, would be a barbell deadlift. So pulling the weight from the floor up to the hips, and then your next movement would be a barbell or dumbbell walking lunge, and then you'd move on to an inclined dumbbell bench press for the chest, and then for the back, a bent over barbell row or dumbbell row, In biceps and triceps, I would do a seated supinated dumbbell curl because it's a really good stretch at the bottom, one of my favourite movements of biceps. Then triceps, lying skull crushers on a bench, one of my favourites as well. So they're 2 example days that you could do, sticking to 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps. 1 warm-up set, second set moderate, and then the third and fourth set getting really quite difficult because you need your muscles to be stimulated. Moving on to nutrition, what I'd recommend to start with is you can find a good calculator online. They aren't going to be 100% accurate, but they're definitely good as a guideline. So you can find, I'll put them in the description below actually, one link in particular or a couple of links. But where you put in your height, weight, gender, and the amount of activity you do in a week. So it could be like moderately active if you're like doing an office job, but you are still going to the gym, say a few days a week. But normally they split them into active 1 to 3 days a week, active 3 to 4 days a week, or maybe 4 to 6 days a week, and then having an active job as well as working out 4 to 6 days a week. But again, it's just a guideline, so you can use that. And these calculators can just help you to work out your starting calories. And obviously, it might not be 100% correct, which is fine, but it's a good starting line. So, say, for example, I put in my details and it might tell me, 3,200 calories. So then what I do is then be like, okay, 0.8 grams times my body weight. So at the moment, it's 90 kilos. So that's roughly 196, 198 pounds. Times that by 0.8, and then you're looking at around 150 to 160 grams of protein a day, as well as 3,200 calories. So you do the 3,200 calories as well as that protein intake. And then I'd recommend keeping carbohydrates higher and then fats lower, but still getting a good about 60 to 80 grams of fat because you still need that for hormone production and for general health. But carbohydrates you need for the gym and for energy production primarily. And then choosing 70 to 80% of the time good whole meal, lean protein sources, good food choices, complex carbohydrates, slow releasing carbohydrates as well as fruits and vegetables. And then 20 to 30% of the time making sure you just still enjoy life and have takeaways, still have your alcohol, still have foods that you really enjoy, because you definitely can have that in a fat loss or fat loss diets when you're trying to change your physique by losing fat and gaining muscle mass. So you do that. You're going to do 3,200 calories a day plus the protein intake. For 7 days, you weigh yourself on the beginning day after having used the bathroom on an empty stomach with no clothes on. Careful, joking. And then you do the 3,200 calories throughout the week, as well as the protein intake. And then after day 7, on the start of day 8, weigh yourself again. See what your body has done and then adjust calories accordingly. You just need to consider if on the night of day 7 you eat your calories really late, just make sure you take that into account, because that might cause a bit of a spike in your weight, which is not that you've gained loads of fat, it's just because you've still got food kind of in your system. So you might have to maybe wait a bit longer to weigh yourself on an empty stomach on the morning of day 8, or maybe just take another reading on day 9 in the morning. And then you just want to be, depending on the size, if you're wanting to lose weight, then ideally 1 to 2 pounds a week. But if you are on the skinnier side and you want to be gaining muscle, you want to try and gain about 0.25 to 0.5 pounds a week, which is roughly like 1 to 2 pounds a month, which is ideal for like a lean bulk. Or you just want to be maintaining your weight and experiencing body recomposition, which does take longer, but it is doable. So what you've got to do is like try and maintain your weight, get on track with your nutrition, and then just basically look at your body measurements on day 1, and then after, say, 4 months to 6 months of training, then looking at what your physique is looking like. Even if your body weight is the same, your body composition should have changed. Then, supplement-wise, I'd recommend just one in particular, which is creatine monohydrate. Take 5 grams of that a day. Basically, it's to make energy, you need adenine diphosphate and phosphocreatine to make adenine triphosphate. And phosphocreatine naturally occurring substance that's made in the body, and you can just use it as a supplement to just help with recovery, help with your training. It's a very well researched supplement. If you do have any questions about it, you can feel free to message me, but it's very safe and widely used, so don't worry about that. And you can use protein powder if you want to. It's not necessary. You can get your protein just from foods, but some people do like the taste of protein powder, so you can use that if you want. And then if you find that you get run down a little bit, then you can try using a multivitamin and omega-3 fish oil for a while, but you don't have to. I personally don't. I did for a bit, but then I've just found that I've managed to get it from my diet. So the main supplement really is creatine monohydrate. So yeah, that gives you all the information you need to be able to start your routine if you are a beginner. But if you do have any questions, feel free to message me and just ask away. I'll be happy to help. Just make sure you, in return, like, comment, share and subscribe. And let one friend of yours know about my channel, just so I can start to get it growing and help as many people as possible. Anyway, have a great rest of your day, rest of your evening, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.